So the story I'm going to tell you about this free rent scam is really genius and terrible. And it makes you wonder how people are able to live with themselves when they know that they are trying to scam someone out of a lot of money. So I want to protect identities and protect the situation because I don't want anybody to get in trouble. And nobody will, because I'm going to obfuscate everything beginning right now. So this free rent scam, and as I've said before, the criminal mind, and this is criminal, the criminal mind, the genius of the criminal mind, trying to get around laws and beat people, if it could be put to good use in the world would be such a better place. But instead of using their criminal genius for goodness, they instead use their criminal genius to try to cheat the system, which is exactly what happened in this free rent scam. And it has several different layers to it, and it's all very interesting. So the first part is you have a resident who claims, now if you hear hammering, I hear hammering going on in the building. I don't know where it's coming from, but it's not coming from me. So if there's hammering in the middle of my pauses, you'll know where it's coming from. A lot of hammering. So this free rent scam demands the participation of several different kinds of people. A resident, and then in this case, a person who works in the building. And the idea is this. You order an iPhone, which can be worth, $1,500, $2,000, $2,500, depending where you get it and what it's like. You have it delivered to your home, and in big buildings, they get delivered to a package room that the building controls and scans and then notifies the resident that the package is ready for pickup. Okay, so that's an important part of this scam, is the package room. So you order an iPhone, and you do order an iPhone. That's not part of the pretending that you're ordering a... No. That's part of it. And there are stories of iPhones being stolen by delivery people. The packages are opened and a rock is put in. I don't know if they're myths. It's never happened to us, luckily, but I guess it does happen. So you order an iPhone, a $2,500 iPhone, and you have it sent. It is scanned as delivered. And then you go down to collect your iPhone, and it can't be found. And so you file a complaint with the management office saying, my iPhone was stolen from the mailroom. And the management office, of course, is in a panic because it's bad for business. If this happened the way it happened, they're going to lose $2,500, which is sort of a month's rent. And then, if the scam works, management investigates. They don't know what happened. They put a tracer on it. It was delivered. It was scanned by the mailroom. And then what are you going to do? Then you have to match the management company, say, okay, well, we lost your phone, so here's $2,500 to pay your rent. And then I guess you would theoretically go order another phone, and then so you're either getting free rent or you're getting a free phone. Or in this case of this scam, you're trying to get free rent and a free phone. So that's the scenario of how this is supposed to work out in the criminal mind. Now, here's what really happened. The iPhone was ordered. The iPhone was delivered. Oh, it's a diabolical scheme, Artist Dora says. Oh, yes. And we're just getting started. And the iPhone is being sent. So the resident surreptitiously made contact with a new person working in the mailroom who works for the building and made some kind of deal, which was never very clear, but it must have been for like $200-300. And together, the resident and the person who worked in this building made a deal that when this iPhone was delivered, the employee would scan the phone, so it's in the system as being delivered and processed by the building, so it's the building's fault if it doesn't get delivered to the resident. And then, after scanning, the worker would hide the phone. Now, that is how, I've talked about this before, how the front desk punishes residents that they don't like in a big building. Is not that they do all of that, but they can delay your package by not scanning it right away or by hiding it so it can't be found for a day or two as we look for it. But in this case, very purposeful. The iPhone was scanned and then hidden by the worker. And then the worker notified the resident, I have the phone, I've scanned it, go down and try to pick it up. So the resident, now play acting, goes down to the front desk, says, hello, I'm here to pick up my $2,500 iPhone. And the front desk says, of course, go back, look, come back, terrified, there is no phone. And the resident, pretending, acting, says, but look, I have proof of delivery. It was scanned by this person. And it was actually scanned when you work at a building, you log in and your name is on the scan. And part of this scam was the scammer who worked in the building was logged in under the name of a different person, which happens a lot. If you don't log yourself out, someone knows your code. I can't remember my code. Oh, just scanned under my name. It's a big mess. Well, this person scanned my phone. And the person is there and said, I don't remember scanning your phone, but it's not here. I don't have it. We'll look for it. Okay? So day passes, 2 days pass, 3 days pass. The resident keeps going down. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? We don't know. We can't find it, but it was scanned by this person we know, has no memory of scanning it. We don't know what to do. So the resident then goes to the management company and says, my phone was stolen by one of your employees, and this is that person's name because they scanned it. And an investigation is launched, and interrogations are had. Where is the phone? I don't know where the phone is. I don't have the phone. Has the phone been activated? We don't know. Nobody knows anything. And the management company says, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? We're going to have to pay, we have to waive $2,500 of rent. Resident will get free rent. What can we do? It's the only way we can make up the resident who is now out $2,500. But the resident is not out $2,500 because after the scan that the employee made under the name of another employee, took the box with the phone, notified the resident to give the resident the phone in exchange for money. And what they did is they went to a nearby store during the lunch break of the worker, 3 days after all this was happening. And they met on the street. And the resident handed over $300 to the new employee, who then handed the resident the phone, and they went their separate ways, and the resident went home with the new phone, still reporting it as missing, trying to get $2,500 out of the management company, and the rogue employee walking away back to work, the front desk, the mail room, the package room, after a lunch break. End of story. No, it's not the end of the story. The story is now just beginning. Because, believe it or not, the employee that was getting blamed for the scan and, by inference, the stealing of the iPhone was a longtime employee who was not terribly bright, was a good and wonderful person who never got in trouble with anybody. So if she or he says, I didn't scan that package, it has a little bit of weight to it compared to the new hire, who's a little shifty and has already gotten in trouble with several residents, who says, oh, I don't know what happened. I looked for the, couldn't find it. But here's the catch. And this is where it was very, very lucky. This building is a new building, and all over the building, in all the public areas, the exercise room, the hallways, the front desk, out back, the trash room, all have high definition casino cameras. That's what they call them, casino cameras. And they're all on 24 hours a day, and they're all being recorded into the cloud. And I've seen management go in and check on a delivery that I lost that was being hidden by one of the residents by one of the package workers 2 or 3 years ago, proving that it was delivered and that I was right and she had hidden my box. Put that aside, the casino camera, and that's why they call them casino cameras, is because you can zoom in and zoom out like they do in the Las Vegas casinos. You can be high up, you can go anywhere in the area, you can zoom in on people holding cards. It's that crisp. And you don't have to zoom in live to get the shot. You can zoom in on the cards days later. Well, what it seems that nobody knew, except for the management company, is that casino cameras are not just inside the building. Casino cameras are outside the building as well, looking at public spaces that the building is responsible for, the garage entrances, the delivery entrances, perhaps with the right angle, you could see across the street into the neighborhood to see if there was anything going on, or a rogue person approaching, or a truck making the wrong sort of delivery. Or in this case, you just happen to catch on a casino camera the exchange of an iPhone and $300 being made on a street corner, right across from the building on the workers' lunch break. And with that kind of evidence, and think how they must have figured out through all the hours and days that had passed from when this box was allegedly lost to when they figured out where the box was. That's hours and hours and hours and hours of video that you have to figure out. Now, I think they had a sense of who the rogue person was. And I think they had a sense that when that rogue person left the building and then came back, logging it as they do, then you sort of know, okay, where is this person going for lunch? Let's see if we can follow this person and see where they go. And that's what they did. So they very calmly called in both people, the resident, the lying criminal genius mind resident, and the rogue worker who scanned a package under someone else's name and then stole it. And management said, look, you're fired. You stole from us. You stole from a resident. And resident, pack your things and go. You're a criminal. You lied to us. We tried to help you. And it was all a scam from the beginning. Get out. So sometimes morality wins. Sometimes good people can come through and find their way home. But a story like that really makes you very nervous as a resident, as a new worker, because this person who was falsely accused was very upset. And that person said from the very beginning, I never scanned anything. I'm not even sure if I was in the package room at that time it was being scanned. I didn't do it. But all the evidence pointed to that person being guilty. And what kind of person would do that? Would scan a package under someone else's name and then take the package and give it to the resident who was getting free rent or a free iPhone, minus $300. So sometimes things work out in the world. Sometimes you can look up and say, oh my goodness, life is better than we wanted it to be. Artist Doris says cameras are everywhere. How could they not think of that possibility? That is the most interesting thing from this whole scam. And I don't want to talk about how you could defeat and make this scam work, but I mean, there are criminal minds who are smarter than I who probably already figured it out. One is you do the exchange inside the apartment of the resident because there are no cameras in there. Who would know it? You'd never know. Or just go another block or two in a corner, in an alley, and do the exchange there. Or go 3 blocks up. I'm going to leave this bag with your phone in it by this tree. You go pick it up. You pin an envelope with the money in it. I'll pick it up and go in this way. No one would know. But it was hubris that beat them. They thought they'd outsmarted the system, and the management knew that this was going to happen. They knew something was fishy, so I think they kind of played along. I think management said, okay, yeah, we'll give you, we'll give you free rent, and maybe we'll even buy you a free iPhone, just so as an apology. So everybody felt, oh, we got to wait. Okay, time to put the curtains down. Now we can relax. Let's meet across the street, do a fast exchange. Done, finished, we win. Sometimes the good guys know how to set up the bad guys. And that's what makes a great story. So you got to be careful out there. Big scams everywhere. Everybody wants to get something for nothing. But boy, what a lot of energy and effort and brain power they had to put into that story just to get nothing in the end. And to get thrown out and lose your security deposit. And this new person who had been working for, a month or two gave up a whole career for $300.